Imagine the first sound you hear is not a voice, but the creak of wood under frost, the slow groan of longhouses waking before dawn. Smoke curls low across the ground. Somewhere beyond the mist, steel rings against steel, and a boy's laughter cuts through it, sharp, fearless.
You are always my strength.
Already familiar with violence, you are standing in Kattegat, in a world that believes it already knows what strength looks like. And in this world, Lagertha is born a man. He is given a name that still carries thunder.
You are already a legend. The greatest shield maiden of all time.
Still carries wolves, still carries fate. From the moment he draws breath, the rules are clear. This is a world ordered by oars and bloodlines, by who can lift a shield, who can claim land, who can inspire men to follow them into fire. Sons inherit expectation like a second skin. Daughters inherit survival. Men rule openly. Women rule quietly, if they rule at all. The gods watch, the Norns weave, and everyone believes the pattern is fixed. Male Lagertha fits perfectly into this pattern. Too perfectly. He grows tall and fast, shoulders broad, eyes sharp, learning the weight of an axe before he learns to read the sky. He is praised, tested, encouraged. No one questions whether he belongs in the shield wall. No one warns him to stay back. No one tells him that ambition is dangerous. When he speaks, men listen, not because he has proven himself yet, but because the world assumes that he will. This is stability. This is normal. As a boy, he trains beside Ragnar, though not beneath him. They spar as equals long before either is truly a man. Ragnar has vision, a hunger that looks past the horizon. Lagertha has certainty, a gravity that pulls people toward him. Where Ragnar dreams, Lagertha anchors. Where Ragnar questions the gods, Lagertha embodies their old truths. Together they feel inevitable, like storm and shore. The village sees them and feels safe. Male Lagertha learns early what leadership costs. He watches older warriors boast of raids while limping from old wounds.
Kill you, Lagertha, the most famous shield maiden in all the world. And I will!
My son didn't.
He hears songs sung about men long dead, their children left to farm thin soil. He learns that glory feeds the spirit but starves the body, and still he steps forward. Because in this world, a man who hesitates is already half forgotten. He marries young, not for love, but for alliance. He fathers sons early, because that is what strong men do. The world rewards him for following its script. His household thrives. His name spreads. When disputes arise, he is asked to judge. When raids are planned, he is asked to lead. And beneath it all, the world hums with approval. Yet this world has weaknesses it does not like to name. Viking society survives on balance, between farmer and raider, faith and pragmatism, loyalty and betrayal. That balance is delicate, constantly negotiated, and male Lagertha, by fitting the system so well, begins to strain it. He is too competent, too respected, too stable. Men like Ragnar disrupt systems. Men like Lagertha preserve them. And preservation can be just as dangerous as rebellion. As Ragnar pushes westward, questioning jarls, defying tradition, seeking lands beyond known maps, Lagertha stands at the center of Kattegat, ensuring the old ways continue to function. He keeps order, he keeps peace, he keeps the machine running, but machines grind people down. Women watch him closely. They see a man who never doubts his place, who never has to fight for permission. They see a version of strength that excludes them without even noticing. In the world we know, Lagertha's greatness was born from resistance, from having to claim space that was denied. In this world, that crucible is gone. Male Lagertha never learns what it is to be underestimated, and that absence matters. As years pass, Kattegat grows wealthy. Raids succeed. Trade expands. Children grow up expecting abundance. The gods are honored. The halls are full. And stories grow larger than life. But comfort breeds fragility. The warriors train less brutally. The jarls argue more subtly. Power becomes inherited rather than earned. Lagertha notices this. He feels it in the way men look to him for decisions they once would have made themselves. He feels it in the way young warriors seek glory without understanding loss. He feels it in the silence of the women whose strength goes unrecognized because the system has no place for it. But he does nothing, because the system has rewarded him his entire life. Ragnar, meanwhile, changes. He returns from distant shores with new ideas, new gods, new doubts. He speaks of lands where power is organized differently, where kings rule by law instead of fear, where women speak openly in courts. His words unsettle Kattegat. They unsettle Lagertha. Not because Ragnar is wrong, but because he is right. The first cracks appear quietly. A failed harvest. A raid that costs more lives than it gains silver. A young jarl who challenges authority not with strength, but with cunning. Lagertha responds as he always has, firmly, decisively, traditionally. He restores order, but each solution feels heavier than the last, like stacking stones on a foundation already shifting. The people still trust him. That is the most dangerous part. When war finally comes, not from across the sea but from within, it feels almost polite at first. Alliances strain, old loyalties fray. Men who once followed Lagertha without question begin to whisper that the world is changing, that strength must look different now. And Lagertha, the embodiment of the old strength, stands unmoved. The turning point arrives not with battle, but with betrayal. A council meeting, warm firelight, familiar faces, a decision framed as compromise. Lagertha agrees, believing unity is more important than pride. He believes stability must be preserved at all costs. He does not see the knife until it is too late. Stripped of authority, sidelined by politics he never learned to play, Lagertha discovers the core flaw of the world that raised him. It values strength only when it is visible, only when it conforms. The moment strength must adapt, the system breaks those who cannot bend. In exile, whether literal or spiritual, he finally understands what his female counterpart always knew. Power granted is fragile. Power claimed is costly, but real. He watches Kattegat fracture without him. He watches Ragnar's legacy warp into myth. He watches a new generation rise without understanding the sacrifices that built their world. And for the first time, he feels small. The final reflection is quiet. No battle, no song. Just an old warrior standing at the edge of a familiar shore, realizing that destiny is not shaped by who we are allowed to be, but by who we are forced to become. That strength without resistance grows brittle. That systems which never challenge their heroes eventually consume them. In a world where Lagertha is born a man, the tragedy is not that he fails. It is that he never had to fight to understand why strength matters. And the gods, indifferent as ever, continue to watch, waiting for the next soul to mistake stability for truth.